Today, we're gonna dive into a story from Hindu mythology that starts with something super simple, a little kid eating dirt, but it ends up revealing the entire cosmos. And it all kicks off with a really strange question.
It's a weird question, isn't it? I mean, really. But believe it or not, this question is the key to unlocking one of the most profound stories about the nature of the divine. This simple, almost silly, earthly act, it becomes a gateway to a massive cosmic truth.
All right, so let's set the scene. Our story begins in the village of Braj, and this is where we meet our cast of characters. A mischievous little boy named Krishna, his older brother Balaram, his buddies, and of course, his very loving, very concerned mom, Yashoda.
So picture this. It's a scene that pretty much any parent or anyone who's ever been a kid can imagine. Krishna's friends, maybe they're a little jealous, who knows, they go running to his mom. And what do they say? They tattle on him, telling her that her precious son has been secretly stuffing his face with mud.
Well, Yashoda is not having it. She's immediately frustrated, like any mom would be. She grabs Krishna's hand, ready to give him a piece of her mind. I mean, from her perspective, her kid is just acting out, and she wants to know why on earth he'd be eating dirt when she gives him plenty of delicious food. But Krishna, oh, he's a clever kid. With all the confidence of a child caught red-handed, he denies everything. He looks right at his mom and says, "Mother, I didn't do it. They're all lying, every single one of them. Even my own brother is in on it." You can see him trying to plant that seed of doubt, making it his word against the world.
And then he does something really bold. He's pretty sure he swallowed all the evidence, right? So he throws down a challenge. He tells his mother, "If you really believe them over me, fine. Look for yourself. Open my mouth and see." He's thinking this is his get-out-of-jail-free card.
But what Yashoda is about to see, it's not an empty mouth, not even close. This is where the story just completely pivots. We go from this little village squabble to a moment of absolutely breathtaking divine revelation.
So, Yashoda leans in, peering into her little boy's mouth, probably just expecting to see some leftover mud. Instead, she sees everything. And I don't mean one thing after another, like a movie. I mean all at once. The entire cosmos, the earth, the oceans, the mountains, the sun, the moon, every living thing, even time itself. It's all contained right there in that tiny space.
Just try to imagine that for a second. Faced with this completely impossible sight, Yashoda's mind just short circuits. It's scrambling, frantically trying to find any logical box to put this experience into. How do you even begin to process that?
Her mind is just racing. First, she thinks, okay, am I dreaming? But that doesn't feel right. So then, is this some kind of illusion? A trick by one of the gods? Then she starts to question her own sanity. Am I going crazy? But finally, she's forced to land on the most unbelievable, yet somehow the only possible conclusion. This cosmic, unbelievable power. It belongs to her little boy.
So, the vision is revealed, which is mind-blowing. But that still leaves us hanging with our original question. Why was he eating dirt in the first place? What was the point?
Well, theologians have offered some fascinating ideas. One practical theory is that it was kind of an Ayurvedic remedy for eating too many rich, buttery snacks. Another is a bit more strategic. Maybe he wanted to show that his friends would lie about anything, setting the stage for future accusations. But then you get into these more mystical explanations, like he was fulfilling the desire of every being living inside of him to taste the sacred soil of Braj. Or maybe he was showing that to God, there's no difference between dirt and dessert. And one really powerful idea is that he was literally absorbing the Earth's creative energy, the Rajogana, to actually manifest the very universe he was about to show his mother.
But here's the thing. This incredible, divine revelation, it comes at a cost. The sight of the universe inside her son's mouth completely shatters this simple, beautiful relationship between this mother and her child.
In a single instant, her pure maternal affection, that unconditional "you're my baby" love, is just gone. It's totally replaced by awe and reverence. She's no longer looking at her little boy who needs her. She's looking at the all-powerful Lord of the cosmos, and frankly, she's terrified.
Now, from Krishna's perspective, this is a total disaster. He sees this as a great loss. This was not the plan. He values his mother's pure, simple affection way more than any formal prayer or worship he could ever receive. He wants his mom, not another devotee.
So he has to fix this. And to do it, he uses a very specific divine power known as Putra Snehamayi Maya. Now, this isn't a malicious trick. Think of it more as a loving, compassionate illusion. It's designed for one purpose and one purpose only, to restore that beautiful bond of motherly love by making her forget she ever saw a thing.
And just like that, it works. Instantly. Her memory of seeing the universe is completely wiped away, like waking up from a dream you can't quite remember. The fear and the reverence, gone. And that overwhelming, unconditional love for her child comes flooding right back in. She scoops him up into her lap, and everything is exactly as it was before.
And right there, in that moment, we get to the core message of this entire story. It's not actually about the awesome power of God. It's about the kind of relationship you can have with the divine.
This comparison really gets to the heart of it. On one hand, you have how the world might see God, as the supreme being, the absolute truth, the Lord of the universe, something to worship and be in awe of. But then you have Yashoda's view. To her, he's just my son, my beloved child, someone to care for. Her relationship is personal, it's intimate, and it's built on nothing but pure, selfless love.
So the crucial point here is that Krishna actively chose to erase the vision of his own cosmic form. He literally preferred his mother's simple, powerful love to her awestruck worship. The story is arguing that the ultimate form of devotion isn't reverence from a distance, but an intimate, loving relationship, just like you'd have with your own child, a friend, or someone you love deeply.
And that leaves us with a final thought to really chew on. In a world that so often encourages us to seek out these grand, spectacular, awe-inspiring spiritual experiences, this ancient story suggests something different. That maybe, just maybe, the most profound connection we can find isn't in looking up at the stars, but in the simple, powerful, unconditional love we can feel for another.